Oh, don't be.
Maybe fine. I always, before I did my first one, I just thought, it's the worst that happens. I look like an idiot. I mean, I do that every day, constantly, so who cares? It's fine. Nothing ever gets done without somebody putting themselves out there and doing the thing.
It's completely black for me.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was taking a second to load, but it might be a visibility setting.
Yeah, I think you got forewarned.
I do not have vision.
Such spooky music.
That actually is correct. We're in the refugee camp. It's pitch black.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I can see my name, I can see my health bar, and I assume where my token should be, but I don't everything else is black.
Same.
Indeed.
BRB in 2 seconds. Grabbing another cup of coffee.
I'm almost certain it is fog of war, or it's that we don't have control of the token, like with vision properly. But I don't think it's that, because can I move myself? Yeah. So no, it's go into the page settings, like at the top bar thing. Try turning off dynamic lighting and explorer mode if they're on. There you go.
Hey yo, I can see. I can fight.
Whitney said she was AFK for a second.
Hey, I can see.
The one that's next to me or near me. Is he like? I see two guys up by the rocks. Okay, I don't see the names on the tokens, so.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Now I see the pings.
Yes.
Yep, they're popping up.
Classic Roll20. Get all your random stuff set the first time you run it live. Yep, we've all been there.
Oh yeah.
How many times have you heard me say the phrase, "Oh God damn it, that's on the other layer"? Can you see that? No. Tested a roll. And I also just wasted a good roll. A test roll. I wanna live like a refugee.
Or left next to Grammy that doesn't have a name. The perspective on this map is weird. It's both. Like the cacti at the bottom right point downwards, and at the top right they point upwards. So I guess we're just seeing it literally top down. It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked at all the features and it's like, this would be really cool to take that one step to make it a virtual tabletop. Because it does verticality so well, and like that's always been a struggle with VTTs.
Oh yeah.
Good to go.
I have one very minor question that I will DM you. It's just a quick yes or no. It's not anything crucial.
Yes, I am actually wearing pants.
Disappointed!
Okay. That's just kind of a tone mood setter. Thank you. Hell yeah. Hello?
Hello. I am Dopefish. I don't have anything else planned to say. But yeah, it's very nice to be here. Looking forward to playing.
Hi, I'm Whitney. They, them. And you can call me all the things she won't answer to, and I'll enjoy it.
Hey everybody, my name is Mac. I'll be playing Marrow, and pronouns are he, him.
All right. I think we are good to get started if everybody's ready.
Raring to go.
All right. As I said, I've got just a little bit of exposition. And let's see. All right. Well, here we go. Desuvis is a world born of dreams. Not dreams as we know them, fleeting things that vanish with the dawn, but dreams that took root, dreams that grew into mountains and oceans, dreams that bled into truth and then faded into myth. The oldest of these myths is called the Dance of the Dreamer. It's said that long ago, when the gods first spun the world from starlight and story, they left behind fragments of that first dream, steps of a forgotten dance. They say whoever finds all the steps and binds them together will be granted a single miracle. One day from their past may be rewritten. Not relived, not revisited, rewritten, with you as the author. Before we begin, I want each of you to decide something. What moment claws at you in the quiet hours? What memory lingers like ash in your lungs? What choice, what failure, what loss would you give anything to undo? Because in Desuvis, that possibility is real. You begin in the city of Colloly, in the southwestern nation of Guskin. Here, magic is not rare or mysterious, but woven into everyday life. Lamps burn with bound starlight. Ships sail with winds conjured from runes. Industry hums on spellcraft and energy from magic. But even in a world shaped by mystery and woven from dreams, war is brutally real. To the east lie two nations, Ochre and Sether. Ochre marches, Sether bleeds. No one knows why Ogre began this war. They advance with strategy, secrecy, and dark magics no one dares name aloud. They simply take. They do not explain. They burn everything in their path that isn't useful. And now the consequences have reached Colloly's gates. Refugees from Sether crowd the eastern wall. Thousands in crude tents and mud. Families, soldiers without banners, children who have seen too much death. Colloly's leadership, the Conclave of Seven, is divided. Some call for compassion. They organize food, medicine, shelter. They say that it's their duty to help neighbors in need. Others see danger, strain, risk. They offer coin to any adventurer willing to solve the refugee problem, quietly, but decisively. Today, in the shadow of Colloly's eastern wall, there is one figure fighting to hold the delicate balance for his people, and you've all been invited to meet with him. The city's gates remain closed. The tension lingers like a storm that doesn't know whether or not to break. It only takes one voice, one mistake, one moment of fear. You've been brought here in the hopes of preventing that moment, or to decide what happens when it comes. Because if this balance fails, it will not fail quietly. And somewhere, the first steps of the dance have already begun. Welcome to Desuvis.
I would clap my hands, but I supposed to talk, so I can't. That was very, very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, you are beginning in the camp, and I have shown you where all of you are. Gaspar, you're down here with Lord Rainsley. He's bringing you in for the meeting, as we discussed.
Mhm.
Marrow, you're over here watching the kids play. And Fox, you are standing near Ashura, who seems quite nervous about this upcoming meeting. He would look to you and say, "Do you think we can make them listen to our cause?"
No, I don't think so. I know that we can.
I admire your optimism. It's a refreshing sight around here. Let's hope that it holds true. The woman next to him, short dwarven woman with a magnificent beard. It is voluptuous. It's wonderful. Great beard. She comes up and just puts a hand on Ashura's paw and says, "It's going to be fine, dear. Don't worry about it. They're going to come and speak with us in good faith, and we'll be able to plead our case. I'm sure it's going to go fine." Right? You all have some time before the meeting. Got about 20-ish minutes in game. Gaspar, Lord Rainsley would look to you and say, it's really good that you've been coming up here, and I'm glad I saw you yesterday so I could invite you to this meeting."
His aquiline noble features turn into a grin. I just can't help but say I feel a deep connection with these people. We're all part of the same whole, after all, he says, with a oddly incongruous smirk.
Indeed, indeed. And your experience on the battlefield against Ogre's forces will be invaluable in this conversation.
Well, I don't know how much insight I can really provide. I was just one scout, and I left.
Well, you've at least seen them, which is more than I can say, and the other members of the Conclave. Hopefully we can get them to listen to us.
Yes, it would be a shame to make more suffering out of all that we've already seen.
Indeed.
Hmm.
As this is going on, Marrow, Grammy turns to you and says, it's a wonder that you were able to find little Caden. We're so grateful that you brought him home. We really are. We were worried sick.
I'm happy to help. Yeah. Be a bit of a handful, that one.
Indeed, indeed. I told his mother the same thing, bless her. Um, just I can't believe that he would be silly enough to go down into those caves by himself. My goodness, what can you do with kittens nowadays? So it's wonderful that you were here, and we all appreciate you helping out around here. We really do.
Absolutely. If this city isn't going to help, then it's up to the people.
Well, let's hope that fancy meeting that they're getting into is gonna have some good results. You're going to that one, right?
Yeah, I believe I was invited. I just never been one for all the formalities. I hope it's nothing too serious.
Well, I'm sure he just wants to thank you for all your help and see if you've got any I don't know, any ideas he hadn't thought of yet. He's certainly been doing what he can for us.
I agree. Your leadership here is fantastic. You could not have asked for a better man.
True, true. We were all very lucky that he stepped up and took the reins. All right. Well, I won't keep you. I'll keep an eye on the kids for you. So you go have your little meeting and come talk to me when you're done. I'd love to hear how it went.
Absolutely. Maybe this time I'll make you the tea.
That'd be lovely. All right then.
Yeah, he would. Mara would give her a courteous, like half bow, before trotting off to the meeting.
Right. Well, you take care of yourself now.
You as well. And stay out of trouble, you two.
Okay, mister. All right. Asher is going to look to you, Vox, and he's going to say, well, it's about midday. Shall we head into the tent?
Vox would nod. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Asher will make
And
his way inside,
yeah.
take a seat at the table, as will Jeenie. And then
Do I
Gaspar.
know
Hmm?
the people on the left here, Canfor and Rudeus? Are they the ones we are here to talk with?
No, you've seen them in passing. Canfor is an apothecary in town. So this is kind of a sick bay on the left here.
Ah, yeah, okay.
And then Rudius is an alchemist. So they're working together to just take care of any injuries or problems that come up. Uh, Gaspar, Lord Rainsley would look at you and say, "Well, it is that time. Let's get going. We don't want to be late."
Yes, we certainly don't want to keep anyone here from any of their appointments.
Indeed.
He says this so deadpan that it can't not be ironic.
Yeah, he gives you kind of a little bit of a side eye, and he's just like, "All right, well, let's go then." All right, and you are all led into the tent to take a seat around the table.
Actually, I'll take that one.
All right,
Stay near Lord Rainsley. He invited him.
fair enough.
Vox would be eyeing everybody who is entering after he did, and then loudly greeting them. Hello,
I think.
welcome.
Hello, hello. Good to see everyone here. You hear from Lord Rainsley over here. Vox, you've seen every face in here with the exception of Gaspar. Um, you and Marrow have seen each other walking around camp. Um, so you friendly but not friends, if that makes any sense. And you've seen Lord Rainsley come through on occasion to talk to Ashura. You've had a few conversations with him as well. Marrow, roll me a perception check.
That is a 26 to me.
Nice. All right. You have also not seen Gaspar, but there's something familiar in the way he moves. Um, you can't help but go back to those nightmares that people are having, that figure you saw. The cloak is different. There's something in the way he moves that bugs you and reminds you of that. All right. Once you're all sitting at the table, Ashura will stand up and look at each of you and say, "Thank you for coming to meet with me. It means a great deal. My people are in dire straits. We need help. These sandstorms are a problem, and the tents just aren't enough." And he'll look to Lord Rainsley and he'll say, "Is there any movement on the conclave?" Rainsley will look disappointed and say, "No, unfortunately, we still can't come to a consensus, but we are still trying." Um, Ashura would look to you, Marrow, and he would say, "I know you've been friendly with the people here in the camp. They all have a very um, high opinion of you. You seem to have gotten along very well with them. I know the Conclave is concerned with security risks. Is there perhaps any credence to that? Um, I'd like to think my people would be of benefit to the city."
Aside from children making childish mistakes, the only real thing that I've noticed is reports of a bizarre cloaked figure. You hear the sound of screams, you go running, and all that is left behind is a coin purse. People report nightmares, seem to be extremely fatigued for the next several days, but other than that, no harm done.
Yes, I've heard
Did you say
about
a
these
coin
nightmares.
purse was left behind, not taken?
Correct.
How very strange.
Interesting. With gold inside?
A small pouch of coin, yes.
Well, at least the God of Dreams is showing some charity to people.
Perhaps. Though the nightmares, are you sure they're connected?
It could be coincidence, but the story seems to be the same each time. A cloaked figure appears. When followed, it disappears. The sound of screams can be heard, and the calling card of a coin purse is left behind with small compensation, I suppose you could say.
I see. Well, that is troubling for sure.
Are these people physically harmed in any way?
No cuts, wounds, bruises that I've noticed, but they do seem abnormally exhausted for the next several days.
Many workers would trade a day of exhaustion for a few coins.
True, though it is suspicious. I'll have the rest of the watch keep an eye out for this figure. Have you noticed anything else that would be of concern to the Conclave?
Not much. You all are in desperate need of more supplies. I can continue to hunt for you and keep guard, but
Yes.
other
Supplies are.
than, other than that, no, I have not noticed much. Your leadership here has been exemplary.
Oh, that's kind of you to say.
You've
yeah,
done
look,
well with what little means you have.
thank you. I am trying to take care of what I can with what I have. You've all been a great help in that endeavor, so I am grateful for that.
And I've been using what influence I have in the city to get more aid redirected. It's not much, though.
Yes.
I'm sorry, friend. I am of the belief that we have not yet met. My name is Vox. Who are you?
The figure who entered with Lord Rainsley stands and gives a slight, almost military precision bow. Oh, we didn't do proper introductions, did we? He gives him a kind of a smirk. You can call me Gaspar. I'm a member of a noble house in the city. Not a wealthy or influential one, but one with some small voice.
Lord Rainsley would speak up at this point and say, yes, I ran into Gaspar yesterday here at the camp. I had heard that he had served for Sether in the war. He's actually had some experience up against Ochre. Not much, and according to him, but I thought it might be good to have that insight here.
I've seen what's going on at the front, and I'm not fool enough to stay there.
Ashura would kind of look a little dejected, like he's remembering something he'd rather not, and say, "Yes, I also saw what those monsters were doing. No point in protecting the buildings if the people are dead. That's why I brought them here."
More like a slaughter.
That is unfortunately the reality of it. Caesar's forces are trying to hold, but there are no conventions of war that are being followed.
Indeed. Have you any idea of why this invasion occurred?
No. I've asked the people that have come here, tried to find information where I can. They know that Ogre's looking for something, but they don't know what. Only that they burn everything that isn't it.
And what of peace talks? Surely Sether must understand that they are in an unwinnable position by now.
It's my understanding that they've tried to reach out to Ochre's leadership, but they've been ignored. Ochre has no interest in peace talks.
Makes you wonder what exactly their goal in the war is.
There are rumors, but there's no evidence. It's
Go on.
possible it might have something to do with an old myth. Some of the refugees have speculated that they may be looking for the dreamer elements. It's a fairy tale, obviously. But if it's true, I don't know what would stop them.
You speak of the dance?
Yes, the old children's tale.
There's stranger things in this world.
True.
Certainly. By the way, Gaspar and Marrow, would you mind telling me what your characters look like?
Oh, yes, let's do character introductions.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me pull up some of the finer details here just so I don't miss anything.
I'll go ahead and go while you're doing that. When Gaspar approached, he very much gave the bearing of a military figure, but more like an officer. He's 6'7", and again, not like Schwarzenegger built, but like practical muscle built. Like, he's clearly in ridiculously good physical shape. His vibe and his appearance are giving the best reference I can give is kind of a Gustav from Clair Obscur sort of vibe. That's kind of like
that.
yeah, very think like Napoleonic era kind of French style, but more like modern touches in terms of like dress and kind of overall look. He's sporting a light beard and a long shaggy mane of black hair. He's quite pale and I'm trying to get the relevant details. He's got several weapons plainly visible on him. You can see a whip on his belt, a flail on the other side of his belt, and then a scimitar kind of behind the whip or behind the flail on one side. He looks very comfortable with them. And I think unless there's other questions, that's the important details.
Righty.
He has a kind of, as has probably been mentioned, he has kind of a detached smirk as his default facial expression. He kind of looks a little punchable, but not like horrible. He's just a little like, I don't know. You know the kind of vibe I'm talking about.
Yep. The weapons that you're carrying, do they look magical, or are they plain?
How easily could you tell?
Well, it depends on how fancy they are, I suppose.
Yeah, they don't look. The scimitar is in a scabbard, but it has a at least kind of ornate handle, so it's clearly at least a well-appreciated piece of kit.
Right. It could just be like an officer's weapon or whatever, though. Yeah, yeah.
Although in this world, probably an officer's weapon is magical. Anyway, but the other weapons don't look more utilitarian. They look well worn. One other detail about him is in a world where anybody can just patch holes or just do prestidigitation on your appearance, looking a little ruffled is a choice, and he is making that choice.
All right then.
He looks very much the down on his heels noble cavalry officer. Not cavalry,
All right.
anyway.
Awesome. Next.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Marrow is 6'2". Looks like he weighs somewhere about like 175 pounds. Slender frame, well built. He almost, while he is an Eladrin man, he almost presents more like a wood elf, and isn't until closer inspection of his medium length, shaggy brown hair that you can kind of see just like the nubs of wooden like antlers that seem to have been cropped or trimmed. He's dressed in mostly browns and dark greens. Carries a full quiver of arrows, a very, very finely crafted and yet somehow ancient looking longbow. He has a couple daggers and like longsword on them, but they don't look nearly as used or as well kept as the bow itself does. He's wearing some very nice looking archer's bracers. Has a forest green cloak that seems to. It looks as though it may help him blend in and camouflage himself, this cloak. Fairly pale, but definitely sun-worn skin, hazel eyes, and pointy ears. You would guess, for somebody of his race or species that he's probably in like his mid hundreds, but for human, he looks to be roughly late 20s, early 30s.
All righty.
Sorry, did you say you had antlers?
They so not full antlers, just like little nubbins of them, mostly hidden by his hair.
All right. Is this a feature in this universe that is common to elves, or is this unique?
He's an Eladrin. I suppose it would be up to you and your character to know how much you know of Eladrin.
Yeah. Vox, if you want to roll me a history or nature check.
Absolutely. Go for a history check. It's a 10.
I mean-
or wait, what? No, that's a 16. It does not calculate the totals. That's interesting.
It says you rolled a 4 plus 6. Is that?
Oh, did I roll a 4? Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, if you hover over the number.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a 10 total. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Eladrin are a little more fey than most other elves. Maybe they have antlers. Maybe that's normal. But it doesn't seem wildly out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
And you said that they're sort of hidden by your hair. Does it appear to be an intentional thing where you like have combed your hair over them, or is it just that your hair is just grown and they're just not that big?
A little bit of both. The length of the antlers definitely looks like they are being kept at that length intentionally.
Right.
Awesome.
Well, on to you, Vox.
Yes. Vox is a broad and tall human. You have seen the wide smile on his face a lot already. The same face that's covered with a great big bushy flame-colored beard. His hair is long and fairly unkempt as well. He dresses very flamboyantly with a fancy bright crimson overcoat, which is covered by a dark blue sapphire colored cloak on his shoulders. His beard has several rings and small crystals braided into it, to the point where when he turns his head around, you can hear them chime gently. He has rings on nearly every finger. A polished brass horn hangs by his side, next to a set of decorated brass pipes. Slung across his back is a long didgeridoo carved with runes. Leaning against the table, as soon as he sat down, is a quarterstaff, which has been painted with swirls of many colors. And at his front, you see that a book with a very intricately decorated cover is attached to him with leather straps.
Okay, excellent.
Would I be able to infer from just kind of his gear and appearance and stuff if he's more of an arcane or a primal kind of spellcaster, like what his tradition is?
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay, yeah.
Which I'll probably not do well at because I don't think. Oh yeah.
I think you'd be able to get some small idea. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would. I imagine you have some kind of spellcasting focus, Fox.
I suppose I would, yes. I actually don't have one in my inventory. Can I use my quarterstaff for this, or?
Yeah. You can use that.
In which case, that will be, yeah, nothing separate then.
Yeah. So, seeing the quarterstaff, Gaspar, you're kind of leaning arcane, but you're not 100% sure. It could go either way.
The musical instruments and perhaps his flamboyant nature would likely hint towards bard.
Okay. Yeah, definitely getting some bard vibes. At this point, Lord Rainsley would stand up and he'd say, look, we need to try and get people incorporated into the city in small groups. We can't bring them all in at once. People would panic. But if we find a few with good skills, Lady Camille actually suggested this. We could work them into the city as apprentices or workers and slowly start integrating. I know it doesn't help everyone in the immediate, but long term
You're
it could
talking
help.
about a jobs program.
Yes.
With the number of children, I think we should also target those tradesfolk that have families as well.
It's a good idea.
I wouldn't expect too much appealing to the family loyalties of the noble.
That's not entirely true, says Lord Rainsley. Well, there are a couple that would hear us. And speaking of the amount of children that are here, the university is opening soon. We could appeal to the dean, see if he could take them in. There is a dormitory on site. And Ashura would look at him and say, that's an excellent idea. If they could get an education, that'd be even better. Lord Rainsley would suggest that you meet with the dean. He would specifically look to Gaspar for this because he knows you live in the city. And say, I can give you his information and you can meet with him. His name is Bartimus. And he's very passionate about education, we'll just say. And he's got kind of a smirk on his face that's like, you'll see when you meet him. Kind of situation.
We'll do our best, but we should know that they only have so much space. Let's not pin all of our hopes on one thing.
True. We need multiple avenues in this endeavor.
How big is the city?
The city's fairly large. I can actually show you a map here.
Ooh, triangle.
Yes. So you all would know it is in this shape because of the sandstorms that come from the north. It was built this way with these walls so that the storm would break around the city. So that's why it is built this way. You've got the refugee camp on the east side over here.
Ping. Oh yeah, there we are. Yeah.
Yeah, on the far right. Okay. The
I swear
university.
there's a thing in this where when somebody pings, like the camera pans to that position.
Yeah, it's supposed to do
is
that.
A setting or something?
Maybe, let's see.
I think if I remember right, it's control ping or something.
Yeah, I don't see just a set setting for that. Let me try control ping.
Yeah, I just tried them all. It's not one of those.
That's
I remember figuring it out
weird.
at some point, and now I don't remember.
Shift plus left click.
Oh, right click and ping everyone. I can do that. Did that do it?
It was kind of hard to tell. Let me zoom in more. Yes,
There you go.
that
Yep.
worked.
Aha, okay. Focus party. Cool. All right.
Excellent.
So, yeah, this is the refugee camp to the east here. To the southeast in this area is the horror district. The area up here is kind of like middle class, sort of. And then you have nobility up here. The university is in the center here, in the middle of the city. And then you have shops and businesses on the left side of the city.
What of the castle?
Up here, that is where the conclave sits. Historically, it was a temple to Solaris, but it's been refashioned over the centuries and is now basically a government building for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent. It is a little bit hard to judge the scale from this map. It's a good map, by the way. But yeah, what is the population like? Are we talking about like 1,000 people or like 500, 5,000?
Colloly's a fairly large city, so I'd say probably about 10 to 15,000 total.
Yeah. All right.
It's one of the larger cities in Guskin. It is the capital.
Yeah.
All right. Um,
And I'm correct in thinking there's about 200 refugees?
about that, yes. 150, 200, something like that. I would like all of you to roll a perception check, please. Okay. Gaspar, you're not really invested in being here at the moment. But Vox and Marrow, you both hear a commotion coming from this direction. You hear raised voices, and if you look out the tent windows, you'll see a few of the refugees rushing to that area.
I apologize. I think we may need to cut this short.
Can I hear anything of what they're saying or yelling?
You hear raised voices, someone saying, "Stop right there. No, you can't go any further." Um, just someone trying to be where they're not supposed to be is what it sounds like.
Is there anywhere around here that is forbidden?
Not necessarily. Um, I think you'd be able to infer that maybe they're trying to get into the large central tent and someone's trying to get in their way to stop them from doing that.
I'll join Marrow investigating the disturbance.
All right. Yeah, you would see a small group walk up. Let me put these on proper layer here.
As Gaspar is getting up and heading towards the tent flap, kind of in the back. Oh, a fight in the refugee camp. How shocking.
Marrow, as you step up here, you see this refugee standing in this woman's way right here. And he's saying, "No, you can't. They're in a meeting right now. You can't go any further." She says, "Do you know who I am? I was sent here by the Conclave. You will move out of my way."
Hey, now what seems to be the problem?
Oh, Marrow, a friendly face. Thank goodness. They barged in here demanding to go into the tent, and Ashura said you were in a meeting. I was trying to keep them out. Very nasty woman. Excuse me, I can hear you. She does look very angry right now, and the people around her are just, they're kind of standing, not really like soldiers, more like your passive insight. You could probably peg them as mercenaries.
Weapons drawn or
Not drawn,
okay,
but they all have their
armed.
hands on their weapons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Given my background, are they mercenaries I might be familiar with?
Hmm. Roll a luck check. Just standard d20. I'm gonna steal Dope's rules. 7 is best, 13's worst. Otherwise,
Well, it was almost terrible,
okay.
but it is 7 times 2.
All right. So this guy back here, you've seen him before. Maybe on the battlefield, maybe running from the battlefield. You're not entirely sure, but he does look familiar.
Well, somebody showed up ready for a fight.
Let's try and avoid that if at all possible. Miss, please, could you tell me the urgency of you attending our meeting?
We have been sent by the Conclave, and we will be part of this meeting. They want to know what's happening in there, and we are supposed to be their eyes and ears. And Lord Rainsley would step up at this point and say, as a member of the Conclave, I don't remember anyone asking you to be here. And she'll look a little like annoyed at that and say, we were sent by Lady Traguna and Lord Bolstrey. And Rainsley's gonna kind of shake his head and like an oh fuck those guys kind of vibe, and say, well, the Conclave is represented here just fine. You are not needed.
No, there's no need for this bickering. If the fine lady wishes to join our meeting, I see no reason why she could not. Though, perhaps you could leave your goons outside. Greetings, by the way. My name is Vox. I would, sort of push Rainsley and this other guy a little bit out of the way to go forward and extend a hand towards her.
Yeah. Rainsley would move out of your way, and she will look at you and say, I was told to make sure I brought a guard with me. And she'll look around the camp and say, you can never be too careful with people like this.
And you did. That's fine. They can guard the outside of the tent, making sure nobody else comes in.
Her eyes will kind of narrow, and she'll look back at her goons, and she'll say, all right, I'm going to go into the meeting. You stay outside the tent.
I wave my hand, like, because she didn't shake it, right? Like, I sort of wave it towards her. As I said, I'm Vox.
Yes.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
If I must. I'm Sierra. I'm here on orders. This is a job for me. I'd rather get it over as quickly as I can. And she looks at your hand and doesn't take it, but she kind of sneers at it.
I'll try to grab her hand. Like, with my hand in still the shaky hands motion, just moving it towards her hand.
Okay. I'd like you to roll me a dexterity save, because this guy behind her is going to move to intercept aggressively.
That's not good.
Okay, as you go to reach for her hand, this guy is going to push this guy out of the way and grab your arm and just say, do not touch the captain. And she'll kind of step back a little bit.
I meant no harm. But if you're to listen in to our conversation... Vox sort of gestures around. I thought we could dispel the tension a little bit. You know, common courtesy.
Oh. I think we can do introductions without the handshake. I prefer not to soil myself with this place any more than I have to. She's openly aggressive in the way she's talking to everyone.
Gee, I couldn't tell.
Oh, yeah.
Good clarification, but yes, obvious, yes.
Yeah.
Your
Gaspar.
feelings about the state of this place aside, while makeshift, it is still a home to many families, small children, elderly. Perhaps we can keep this civil? Let's head inside.
Very well. I'll follow you. Men, stay outside. Try to stay out of trouble. She says kind of as an afterthought. The refugee that was in her way, Vanyan, is going to make himself scarce. He wants no part of any of this.
Yeah, was that somebody recognizable, by the way? The gnome question mark?
Yeah, he is a gnome. You have seen him around. He likes to cook meals in his little camp area in the bottom left. Pretty good cook from the smells that you've, smelled coming out of there. Seems to know what he's doing. Right. So you all make your way back in.
As he's intentionally kind of lagging behind and wants to see how the guards are positioning themselves for when outside the tent.
All right. They would just kind of come up here, and then half of them would stand on one side, half of them would stand on the other, and they'd just kind of post up a guard.
Is there not an entrance to the north as well? Just the way it looks.
There is an entrance to the north, but there is a camp right outside of that entrance, so there's like refugees there. They would just post up outside of the door that you are standing, that you all went through.
That we went through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gaspar is going to, when he returns to the meeting, position himself kind of leaning against the tent pole by the door, looking very casual, but he is keeping one eye on those guards.
All right. Roll me a perception check, Gaspar.
They seem like bad news.
Yeah. So they are standing out here, presumably on guard for their captain. But they all look extremely anxious. They've got their hands on their weapons. Nothing's been drawn, but you can tell every one of them is tense and looking for a threat.
He is looking entirely too casual, and as he's leaning against the sort of tent pole in the entrance, listening to the meeting, he makes eye contact? Question mark. It almost looks like it in his face to with a cockroach that crawls across the top of his boot and then scurries off.
Yeah, they will let you pass. They'll keep an eye on you. As I said, they're very wary. They're all on alert and tense. But they won't make a move to intercept you.
He's not being aggressive. He's just making sure he's nearby and they know it.
Fair enough. Rainsley will stand up and look around the table. Now, if the commotion is taken care of now, can we please get back to the meeting at hand? And Sierra would step up and she'd say, now understand, I am here as a representative. And Rainsley rolls his eyes and goes, yes, yes, we know. You've said that twice. Third time now. And she would just continue like she didn't hear that and say, we need to remove this camp from our eastern gates. It's causing a problem for the citizens. We need to do this quickly. I'm told to facilitate the move.
And where might you propose we move it to?
Oh, I don't care. Anywhere but here.
So would the western wall be fine?
Well, certainly not. Somewhere not in view of the city gates would be ideal.
We may have a little bit of conflict, hoping that we can come to some sort of compromise. These people have nowhere else to go. They are here to seek shelter. Ideally, they would like to be integrated into the city. We have many skilled tradespeople here. men and women that can join the guard if need be. These are people wishing to be productive, not freeloaders or take advantage of any generosity given.
I see. And can you guarantee that none of them are ochre spies?
Being that they were all fleeing from the ochre attacks, I would safely say yes. At least everyone here that I personally have met, I do not suspect of being a spy.
They're just as likely to be spies as any of the rest of us. We
Uh,
can't guarantee it that none of them are. You can't guarantee what anyone's motives are.
I do not say this with any disrespectful intent, but so far in my time helping out around this camp, you seem to be the most aggressive and hostile, Miss Sierra.
this is unacceptable. I was sent here by the Conclave, and I will be talked to with respect. Rainsley jumps up at that point, and he's like, "You need to speak with respect if you wish to be spoken to with respect. You have disrupted this meeting. You were late, and you have been particularly nasty since you came into this group."
How are we supposed to plan to blow up the Conclave building with all these interruptions? See how ridiculous that sounds?
When you
I
say that, before
don't
you
think
get to
now's the
the
time for jokes.
yeah, when you say that, she looks absolutely offended. She's like, "I knew there was some kind of plot."
Listen to yourself.
Uh,
Where would these people hide enough resources for a plan like that?
Oh, who knows what these people do? And Ashura would step up at this point. He'd say, "These people are tired and hungry. They just want shelter." And she'd say, "Quiet, mongrel. No one asked you to speak."
Easy. I believe the key word that you seem to be missing is people. These are people that we are talking about.
Yes, but they're not our people. We need to put them first. Gaspar, are you still standing by the door?
Oh yeah.
Roll a perception check. We are consistent. Okay.
I think every roll I've made so far 14.
Pretty close.
14's my number.
All right. So you see this guy over here walk up to Vanyan, and he's not like putting his hands on him or anything, but he seems to be trying to pick a fight. You can't hear exactly what he's saying, but you can tell there's an aggressive stance on this guy.
Well, now that I've ruined this meeting, he's turns on his heel and is walking out the tent flap.
Yeah, you all see Gaspar just walk out.
Hi, friend.
What? What do you want? Vanyan would look at you almost pleadingly and say, I'm not looking for any trouble. I'm not trying to start a problem. I was just minding my own business."
He's comes up to this situation. Hi, friend. You come here looking for trouble. All you would have had to do is ask.
"I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came here prepared for it. It seems like there's trouble everywhere."
Careful what trouble you bite off. He moves his hands down to his the weapons on his belt.
Yeah, his eyes would watch your hands. He'd say, "Are you looking for a fight? I'd be happy to give you one." Is anyone else doing anything while this is going on?
Can we
Marrow's
hear?
keeping Marrow's keeping half an ear out, just for any additional commotions, but he's trying to trust that Gaspar has things handled. Lord Rainsley and Ashura seem to trust this person, so he's trying to share in their trust of him. But
God
just
help
in
you.
case, half an ear out, while still maintaining the meaning and trying to calm tempers and try and prevent this lady from, making things worse than they already are.
Okay.
Can we hear
Rainsley,
the exchange from outside?
you can hear raised voices. You can both roll me a perception check if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd probably be trying to, as best as I can, monitor the situation. But it seems Vox
Yeah.
is a bit too busy staring daggers
Mhm.
at Sierra.
Indeed. Yeah, Vox, you can't really make out what's being said. There's raised voices and Gaspar went to handle it. But Marrow, you can tell whoever Gaspar is arguing with is trying to provoke a fight without throwing the first punch.
He actually says the next thing loudly, so that they can hear. Well, if you want so badly to hit somebody, then hit me.
Yeah, he will draw his weapon.
I do apologize this keeps happening, but I'm afraid I must excuse myself once more. And Marrow will stand up and give a bow to the table, and make his way towards the outside.
Yep. All right. Gaspar, this guy looks at you and says, "You're all a threat to this city. That's what we're here to solve." And he has drawn his sword at this point. It's not pointed at you, but it is drawn.
I'm a threat to this city. Do you know who I am?
Some trash that washed in from the east, I assume?
Few older lines of blood in Colloly than the Schultenheim Rheinbox.
The who?
He is summoning all of the training in being an ignominious noble that he was given.
All right. Are you trying to intimidate him with your status?
Kinda, yeah.
Roll intimidation.
Sort of between that and goading him to a fight. Whichever one happens. Either one's good.
Vanyan, you may want to just head home for a little while. I'll come check on you after the meeting is over.
Yeah, he kind of looks taken aback by you, Gaspar, for just a moment, and then he visibly summons up his courage and tries to make himself look bigger. And he's gonna say, "I have the backing of the Conclave. There's nothing you can do to me."
All you've got out here in this camp is Jack and shit, and Jack is inside.
I like that. I like that. You can have an inspiration for that one. That was
That
funny.
was 100% an Army of Darkness line.
I know. It was great though. Yeah, at this point, Asher is going to stand up and try to make his way out. And Sierra's going to say, "I thought we were supposed to be having a meeting. What is this?"
We were, but it appears that your dogs are not particularly well trained. I stand up and walk with Ashura.
Yep. She mumbles something under her breath, akin to maybe it's because there's so many cats around, but she's just being snarky at this point. Gaspar, you notice that the other mercenaries here are starting to make their way closer to you, and they all look very wary.
Need I remind everybody that this is a home to civilians? This does not need to be a mess.
Well, no, of course it doesn't need to be a mess. You hear from this guy over here behind you. You could just pack up and leave the city.
I don't think things are going to pan out the way that you hope, but we are trying to sort that out in the meeting that you all continuously are interrupting.
Gaspar, while you are dealing with this problem, Vanyan's going to fuck off again. He's not a fighter. He's this is not his thing. And you will see them moving a little closer. And the one that was speaking to you before, Marrow, would just say, "Look, we have been sent here to handle this problem." And hearing that, Gaspar, you would remember the notice you saw calling for adventurers to clear out the refugee camp.
I'd like to act once you're done describing things.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, seeing the tensions rise, Vox is going to head back inside the tent, grab his staff firmly, and I would like to cast Charm Person on Sierra.
Okay. Is that a wisdom save, I think?
Wisdom save, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Let me pull her sheet up here. Wisdom save. Ooh, that's going to be a 5. So I'm going to guess that that is not the DC.
Nope.
All right. So
Despicable sword for hire. Go outside and take care of your men. Vox would shout, and the air would almost reverberate as the sound waves travel towards her.
yeah, she would initially look like she's ready to shout at you, and then as the magic kind of settles over her, her expression softens. She says, "Well, yeah, I guess I could do that. You know, we should get on with this meeting, I guess." And she'll go outside.
No blood shall be spilled here today.
Yeah, you're right. That is probably for the best now that I think about it. And she'll go outside and look to the rest of her people and say, all right, back to your posts. Let's not cause any problems here." And this guy that was talking to Marrow would come up, and Gaspar and Marrow, you'd be able to hear this. Vox, if you're that close, you can hear it too. And he'd say, "Captain, we're supposed to clear them out by any means necessary. What do you mean?" And she'll say, "Yes, but we don't need any bloodshed right now. It's not the right time for it quite yet, as my friend here told me." And they'd all start looking at her very suspiciously. It appears she gave very different orders earlier.
What is this? How untrained are these men? You gave them a direct order, and yet they hesitate, they argue with you? Sira, get them under control.
Yes. Well, they are well trained. They just need a moment to catch up to their new orders, right? And they'll all look at her like kind of like a dog with their head cocked sideways when they're confused. Um, and a couple of them will start moving back toward the tent. But this guy that's standing next to her still has he has also drawn his blade, just like the one by Gaspar. And again, not pointed directly at anyone, but ready.
I guess you get the help you pay for. He winks and blows a kiss at this one he was staring down.
Yeah, he is going to kind of flinch back from you a little bit and then say, Captain, we already have orders.
I would like to cast another spell.
Okay.
This person, the one with the blade drawn, who's arguing with the captain.
Mhm.
I'd like to cast Gift of Gab.
Okay.
I guess actually this doesn't target a single person. It is each creature within 5 feet. Oh no, never mind. This isn't doing what I thought it would.
Okay.
Yeah, never mind.
All right. So at the moment, the mercenaries look confused. A couple of them are listening. They're walking back to their posts where they were supposed to be standing by the door. A couple of them have their blades drawn. A few of them are looking around like they're just.
Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at my spell list, and I would I'd like to cast a spell actually. Targeting this man, I guess. Do the insights first.
Okay. Gaspar, you're too busy flirting with the guy and trying to throw him off his game. But Vox and Marrow, it is incredibly clear to you that they came here with a specific purpose to cause trouble so that they would have an excuse to clear people out. And although you have charmed the captain, the others had already had orders to do just that.
Yeah. I'd like to cast suggestion
Okay.
on this guy.
This one down here by the captain. Okay.
It's a wisdom saving throw again. You need to listen to your captain. The orders have changed. Do not cling on to the ones that were given previous. Are you that stupid?
All right. Wisdom save. What was the DC?
I don't know. How do I
Should
tell what my
say
is somewhere?
on the spell, if you're looking at D&D Beyond.
Now every DC should be like the same, basically, right?
Should be. Except for like multi-classing shenanigans.
14.
14. Okay, so he rolled a 12. And so as you do that, you're going to see kind of the same like facial shift, a little more subtle than with the captain because he's not actually charmed. But he'll sheath his sword and look around and say, "Yeah, we should listen to the captain." Gaspar, roll me a perception check. Marrow, you can too.
I would say that suggestion does have material components. So if somebody's paying really close attention, they'd probably see Vox like quickly grabbing one of the beads from his beard and sort of sleight of hand disappearing it as part of casting the spell.
Okay. Excuse me. One house rule that I have in my games is sorry, that vape hit me wrong. I'm struggling.
First time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you've done suggestion on this guy, you've done charm on her. I completely forgot what I was going to say.
You mentioned the
house
house
rule.
rule regarding spellcasting, I assume?
Yes. Okay. So I'm not going to do the rule where you can have like an action cantrip and a leveled bonus action spell. If you have the action economy, you can use it, first off. Secondly, as far as material components, if it doesn't have a gold value, then your spellcasting focus can handle that.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, as long as there's not a gold value to it, you can just use your spellcasting focus. You don't need the materials.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the ones that do have a gold cost, can I be assumed to have the materials, just basically removing the gold from my inventory for them, or do I need to, in advance, go out and buy the things?
For now, because it's the beginning of the game and you would have been prepared with knowing what spells you have, you'll have the material components to cast each of them once. For first or second level spells, we'll say you have enough to do twice.
Aye.
All right. So this guy sheathes his sword and steps up to the captain and looks at you, Vox, and says, "All right, I guess we don't really have to do this right now." And Marrow and Gaspar, you don't really notice, but Marrow, you see this one now reaching for a blade.
Gaspar says to the one he's been staring down, "Heal, dog. We'll have time to play later."
He glares at you, and he looks like he is at the end of his patience with you and what's going on with his captain. He says, "Look, even if they call us off today, we'll be back tomorrow."
Oh, I hope so.
All right. Yeah, Ashura would send a message back and say, Jeenie will take care of it.
Yep.
And you'll see Jeenie go out the opposite direction and around, like she's going to go ahead and gather them up just in case.
This now third person who's drawing a blade, I'd like to try something, but being ranged, it's a little tricky. I'm not trying to inflict damage, but being an archer and how ranged and all that stuff really works, it's a little tricky.
Mm-hmm.
But if he fully unsheaths his weapon and in any way, I would like to. I guess it would technically be an attack, but as a battle master, I do have disarming attack. and I would like
Okay.
to try and shoot my arrow and hit the sword out of his hand, and just, my reaction will be based on whether or not it succeeds or not.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack. First attack of the game. Oh yeah, that's gonna definitely do exactly what you want it to do.
Awesome. So the disarming attack, he does get a save. I get to add it. It's a strength saving throw, which I believe is against my save DC. Let me find where to put that.
Go ahead and roll that strength save.
It's DC
Ooh.
16 strength save.
Yeah, he got a 1. So, yeah, your arrow flies off true and hits like the hilt right above where his hand is holding it and just knocks it right out of his hand and off to the side.
I think we can not try that again. Yes?
You shot me!
My arrow didn't even touch you.
The guy behind him is going to kind of snicker just a little bit. He's going to say, "Was a good shot, though." And he'll look twice as annoyed by that and just kind of stomp over to go pick up his sword. But he does put it back in his sheath when he picks it up.
Anybody else with plans on drawing their weapon in front of innocent civilians? I would like to invite you inside the tent. Maybe your words may have more effect on the meeting than all of this mess.
The captain would look to you and say, "Yes, let's get back to this meeting." And she would stare at all of them, like making eye contact, and just say, "Back to your posts." And they would all begrudgingly step back up to their spots. The one you cast suggestion on, Vox, he kind of looks like he's almost kind of talking to himself a little bit. He's like, "Well, yeah, we should avoid bloodshed, right? Like that's, but our orders. No, that's right. I think that's right." Yeah, like he's trying to just work through in his mind what's going on, but can't quite figure it out. So everybody makes their way back to the meeting. Jeenie is no longer here in the meeting. She has stepped away. And I think at this point, if it's all right, we come back at 5 past the hour, and we will continue.
Sounds good.
All right.
8.
Take a quick break.
You said it. Yeah. How's it going so far?
I think it's going okay.
Been a while since you DM'd, you know?
Yeah.
Feel good about it?
It's
He's taking a break.
I think it's going okay. Oh, fucking shitballs.
Yep.
Yeah, so far so good. Rolling what was that, 29 on my first attack? Felt really fucking nice.
Hopefully that's a mood setter, not a getting it out.
Get this back going here.
I will say I do really like that in the 2024 rules for the Battle Master maneuvers, they made it so that you can choose whether the save is if you're a dex or a strength fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Because, so for disarming, if I was using strength, it'd be a 13. But because I'm a dex fighter, it's using my dexterity modifier, so it's a 16.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. One of the things I like about 2024 is that it is much better about encouraging more diversity of builds in the way it works. You can do something like a bow fighter or a melee ranger, and it's not like nerfing for flavor. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the way you guys have set up your characters so far. I'm certainly enjoying myself.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Okay. All right. Everybody is back. So we are making a third attempt at this meeting now.
Setting the
I'm
vibe
sure
of the
nothing else.
room.
Sure, nothing else could go wrong.
Gaspar is, when he enters, positioning himself a little more outside the tent flap, where he can still hear what's going on and contribute, but he's more kind of listening from near the mercenaries and leaning most of the way out of the tent. He's lighting a thin cigar, taking a hit, and then offering it to the guy next to him.
He'd look at you kind of puzzled, like they all look a little confused after what just happened. And he kind of shrugs his shoulders and takes it and takes a hit, hands it back. Thanks.
He's gesturing to pass it around.
Oh, all
Take the
right.
edge off.
Yeah. This guy that you were kind of flirting with earlier refuses to take it. He says, "No, I don't want anything from that guy."
Job's a job, friends.
All right. Back in the meeting, Ashura looks like he is exhausted right now. Obviously, the situation makes sense, but he looks to Syrah. And how long does charm person last, Fox?
I look. 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay. So yeah, she's still she's listening to the conversation, but she looks back to you on a regular basis. And that's the spell at work. And Rainsley stands up and says, "Now, if there are no more interruptions, can we get back to talking about the university?" Um, and Ashura says, "Yes, that is a good idea. We need to incorporate that into our plan." And Syrah says, "Plan? You have a plan? What is this plan?" She's less hostile than she was, but she is still questioning.
As I mentioned earlier, we are trying to help integrate these citizens into the city's populace, finding productive ways like joining the university or having the tradesfolk get jobs, become apprentices. Anything productive that would benefit not only the people here, but the people of the city.
She will look like she wants to kind of make a nasty retort and then look to Vox and just sit back down. And then Rainsley would say, the guilds would take any able-bodied person willing. They have all kinds of jobs for all kinds of levels as well. I'm sure if we could get the guild leaders on our side, it'd be an easy task to get most of these people work.
Sirius, since you've taken it upon yourself to join our meeting, I would like to add you to it and give you an opportunity to make contributions as well. What are your evaluations of the housing situation within the city?
I think you're misguided here. They were clearly sent here to start trouble, break the camp up. Isn't that right, Sierra?
She'll hesitate for a moment, and then the magic around her will kind of kick in, and she'll say, "Those were my orders. I was supposed to provoke a response and give a
And
swift response of my own."
and this was on behalf of Lady Traguna and Lord Bolstrey of the Council.
Yes. I can't very well refuse the conclave, can I?
I would look towards Rainsley. Is it common for members of the conclave to unilaterally decide on matters such as this, even going so far as to hire mercenaries?
I wish I could say it wasn't. Traguna and Balstry have their own ways of doing things, and unfortunately, Lady Traguna is over Colloly in general.
Gaspar can't help but chuckle at just the question being asked.
Those two do tend to work separately from the rest of us. But we only need a vote of 4 to pass something through the conclave. I think I can get the others on board. We just need to have a plan to go forward. I think the guilds and the university are good ideas, if that will work. But we need to be able to satisfy the security concerns. And Sarah just kind of, good luck with that.
Well, these people just want to be safe. They want to be protected, and they are willing to prove their worth, if you will. I'm sure if there was some requirement of a security check or anything of that nature, they would be more than willing to comply. If the concern is security of additional citizens, we have plenty here that would make excellent additions to the guard as well to supplement their numbers.
I'm not sure the idea of outsiders securing our walls will go over well, says Sarah. But she specifically answers your question to Vox.
Go over well. Is it merely these two in the conclave, or are there other power players that oppose the integration of these refugees?
Sarah would give you kind of a look and just say, "Do you think they gave me their entire plan? I had one job when I came here.
Yes, you're right. My apologies. I would turn towards Lord Rainsley. I proffer the same question to the Lord. Perhaps you have insight.
Those two are old families in the Conclave. They have a particular way of seeing people that I don't agree with. But unfortunately, they've had a foothold in this city for longer than most. Um,
And I am not quite up on my civics. I apologize. Do they serve for life, or can they be voted out of their seats?
Only twice has a Conclave member been voted out of their seat. One was Lady Traguna's grandfather, the only break in her family line of holding a seat. They've done a great deal of work to bury that particular blemish on their record, but it has happened.
I
It's
think
just
they usually prefer assassination.
that has also happened in the past, unfortunately. I would like another perception check from everyone, please. Okay. Marrow, there have been so many interruptions to this meeting, and you are just kind of waiting for the next one at this point. And you are the only one that hears it. There is something outside the window over here. You can hear it moving around. It doesn't sound like an animal to you. It sounds very human.
I can see out that window, right?
You can. There is a level that it goes up, and then there's the tent underneath. So there is an area that you can't directly see if you're just looking out the window from where you are.
Yeah, we're gonna do something fucky. We can see out this window. We hear noise on the other side,
You do.
and Eladrin have a fun little ability. Let me see if I gotta figure out how to get this stuff to show up in Roll20. I'm using the Beyond 20 add-in for my D&D Beyond sheet.
Okay.
But because we can see, that means that I can phase step to that space. It is within 30 feet. I just measured, and Marrow is suddenly going to disappear from the space that he sits in at the table and appear. I think I'm in summer. I don't know where the person is, so I might hit them. Not intentional, but it's just how the ability works.
You would be able to tell by the sound that they are like right underneath the window where you can't see them, but you can hear them. So as you go out there, you would see. Oh, right, it's down here. Sorry, just a second. You would see an orc below the window. He's crouched down, big guy, tiny space. Crouched down, he has a dagger in one hand and what looks like a blowgun in the other.
Yeah, so Marrow disappears from the table in a puff of, because he's in his summer form, black smoke that leaves behind the faint scent of like an old campfire. When he appears outside the window, he does so in a small fireball, which does. It's within 5 feet of me. He is not within 5 feet of me, so he will not get any damage from my appearance.
Right?
But immediately noticing that he has a weapon drawn, Marrow is going to pull his bow and train it on this man.
Okay.
I'm not
He is
sure what you're up to, but I would advise against it.
when you appear, he is going to turn around with the blowgun at the ready, and I will let you do one action before he uses it.
Yeah, we're going to replicate what we did earlier, or at least attempt to, and try and shoot that thing out of his hand.
All right.
Oh, by the echoing halls of creation, Vox would exclaim as Marrow suddenly disappears from his seat.
That was weird.
Yeah, you definitely hit. You knocked the blowgun out of his hand, and he grabs his dagger. And I would like everyone to roll me initiative, please. Let me pull up the tracker. Here we go. There's so many. Sorry, give me just a second.
Keep saying I don't have a token selected. How do I?
Oh, just click on your token on the map. It's a weird idiosyncrasy of Roll20.
Yeah.
You have to have yourself selected before you roll initiative, or it won't put you on the tracker. It's very annoying.
Oh, should I re-roll then, given the fact that I didn't do that?
I can put you on the tracker if you want to
Okay.
keep your initial
Oh
roll.
Jesus! It rolled 3 of them.
9, 12, 16!
Okay. All right. I think it's everybody. Yeah. Oh, I'll go ahead and roll for her too. All right. So first up is Marrow.
Yeah, let's target this guy. Some assistance again. Arrow selection tool. Do I click on him to target him, or do I just roll and you tell me?
You just roll. I'll do the numbers manually.
It's a 22 to hit DM.
That is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Uh, 17 piercing. I don't get sneak attack because I don't have an ally and I don't have advantage, so you can disregard the 5 extra.
Okay. He comes around with his dagger drawn, and you just arrow right through the eye. He's dead. He's gone. But with this commotion, the mercenaries are starting to move. So we are still in initiative. Sarah has not moved. And the one that was cast suggestion on has not moved. But the rest of them look like they're ready for this fight. Right.
Yeah, as the man drops, Marrow would head away to, like, around the outside. Are you guards, are you not? Seems we have an interloper. I've already taken care of the problem.
Yeah, they draw their weapons, but they're not aimed toward the orc. They are aimed toward you.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And I believe that will be my turn, DM.
All right. Fox, there is a lot of noise outside again.
Can I see Marrow? I guess not. Do I know what happened? Did I see the orc or anything?
You would have been able to see Marrow out the window over here before he moved. And the orc would have stood up and been visible in the window once Marrow came out here. So you would have seen that there was someone there. And you would be able to hear the mercenaries moving outside the tent.
Yeah. How are we handling talking in combat?
Talking is a free action.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't have a full-blown conversation and philosophical,
But we can do a little bit of time extension. It's not 6 seconds
Yeah,
strictly.
yeah.
Sarah?
What? I didn't do anything. I've been here the whole time.
Was that orc part of your plans?
Not part of my plans, but they did say they had contingencies.
Stay here. Plug your ears. I'll shout at her, standing up, knocking the stool back, grabbing the quarterstaff that's been resting against the table, and rushing outside to surveil the situation.
Yep. You see that all the mercenaries, except for the one that you cast suggestion on, have their blades drawn. And the one that you did cast that on is going, come on, guys, we're supposed to be getting along right now. We're not supposed to be shedding blood, right? And they all look at him like he's just lost his mind.
They're all armed at this point?
Yes, except for this one here.
Yeah.
And put some on him so I know.
Do not make a foolish mistake. You attempt to use those weapons, and this day will be your last. I shout towards the mercenaries, and I would like to prepare an action.
Okay.
If any of the ones on the right side make an attack, or I guess come towards us weapon drawn, about to attack, with hostile intent.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay. Noted.
I'd point my quarterstaff towards them.
Right. They do have their weapons drawn, but it isn't their turn yet.
Yep.
Anything else for you?
Nope. Don't know if I can end my turn or if you do it.
I gotcha. Gaspar, you're making a lot of noise.
So essentially, I'm going to be.
Sorry. No, yeah. You definitely heard Vox.
Yeah. So I'm going to be holding an action to essentially holding a full attack action in case if any of them make a hostile move to intercept them.
Okay. They have all drawn their weapons over here as well, except for the first guy that you gave the cigar to. He looks hesitant to do so.
He is actually no, yeah, he'd be doing this obviously. So does holding an action work essentially the same as in 2014?
Yeah.
Okay. So using a bonus action, which I can do this twice between long rests, to visibly put a hunter's mark on the guy behind the one he first handed the cigar to.
Okay.
And then holding a full attack action in case any of them. Yeah, he's like kind of giving him a point in a arcane gesture, like doing it in a way that's obvious.
Okay.
And holding an attack in case they make a hostile move.
All right. I'll mark him for Hunter's Mark. You are holding an attack in case. Gotcha. Okay. Is that all for your turn?
Yes.
All right. The bandit captain is obediently sitting there with her fingers in her ears, going, "This is not what I got paid for. This is not what I wanted for my life." The orc is dead. So we are on this bandit here. And he is going to sheet. Okay. He is going to pull out a crossbow and he is going to fire on Vox.
Yeah. Can I take my ready action, or will he attack me first?
You can. He will get the shot off, but it will be with disadvantage. So you go ahead and roll the Thunder Wave. And I'll roll disadvantage for this attack. That is not going to do it. And Thunder Wave is a con save.
Thunder Wave is a con save, yeah.
Okay.
I am going to upcast Thunder Wave to 3rd level.
Okay.
And how does this let me do it? I guess it does, yeah. I'm targeting all 5 of them, including the one who is suggested, despite him not fighting.
Okay.
If you will not listen, you will feel it! Vox shouts, and with the shout, again, just resonating sound waves crash out from him, knocking into the group, knocking them backwards and hopefully damaging them somewhat.
Okay.
That is 18 thunder damage, half on save.
All right. I think only one of them made the save. What is your... Is the save 14 or 16?
14.
Okay, so 2 of them are going to save, the 2 wizards here. But all 3 of the bandits are going to take all 18 of that thunder damage. And, well, mercenaries. And you are going to take out all 3 of them.
Okay, they would be pushed 10 feet away, but if they're dead, it doesn't matter much, I suppose. But yeah, just like a clap of thunder rings out with Vox's shout, and dust is blown up as the shockwave travels across, hitting into them.
Okay.
Despite not being the target of this spell, Gaspar, since you're so close to me, you'd probably have a bit of a ringing in your ears.
Yeah, that was really loud, Gaspar.
Yeah. See how he reacts in a second.
All right. The wizards take half damage, but they are wizards, so it's enough.
They are all.
Yeah.
If
This is clearly
if,
the B team over here.
Yeah, if it is my choice at all, I'd like them not to be dead. But yeah, I mean, I did unleashed with full force, even upcasting it. So
So you
if
want to
they
do this
died,
as
they died.
non-lethal?
But no, but like I don't even think I can do that. I'm just saying, like, if this was a fourth edition or if I was running the game, basically you have a choice. But yeah, that's fine. We can get to it later.
I don't mind if you want to do non-lethal, if you want to declare that, just in the future, do so before.
Yeah.
But doing non-lethal with damage, we'll say it leaves them all on like 1. They're out, but they're not dead.
Well, no, I didn't do non-lethal. I went full force.
Okay.
So that's fine.
All right,
If
then
they straight up die, then they straight up die.
you have wiped them out. And now the 4 on the left side, Gaspar, you can tell this fight is they're going to be part of this fight.
Alright, yeah, if they're taking hostile action, then I'll go ahead and use my attack action. Let me make sure I understand how this all works on the sheet setup here.
Okay.
So
it's going to be this one specifically that takes an action next.
Okay. So that has I had playing a marshal is a little bit more complicated in this version. So I'm doing the attack action with my whip on I think I might need to step forward to reach this guy.
Yes, you will.
Well, the whip has reach, but I think this is still too far because of the way diagonal squares work.
If it's within 2 squares of you and you have 10 feet of reach on your weapon, then it's fine.
So I would be able to reach
Yes.
the one who's okay. Okay, well, so first thing, doing a whip attack on him. Which let me find that on the sheets. And so do I need to declare that I'm using the mastery, or does it just happen?
Which mastery were you going to use?
Slow. If you hit a creature with a weapon and deal damage to it, you can reduce its speed by 10 feet till the start of your next turn.
Yeah, that's automatic.
Okay.
Slow, Nick, all of that. Yeah, it's automatic with your weapon.
Okay, good. So I read correctly that there's no limits on using them. So applying slow with that attack. Do I need to hit roll damage? I am assuming 22 hits.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, make sure that's correct, because I think it might have added damage it shouldn't have. Where did that piercing come from? Yeah, that came from a class ability that I'm not using that way, so just the 8.
So just the 8, okay.
Yeah. Because I'm using that class ability to apply a knockback, which means he needs to make a strength save.
Okay.
Let me find what his DC is.
4, so I'm guessing it's higher than that.
Okay, so he's knocked 15 feet back.
Okay.
And then using the nick property on my scimitar, I'm going to direct an attack at the one still adjacent to me.
Okay.
Which is going to be... And he is not giving a shit about doing non-lethal damage now. It's on. So
that's gonna hit.
and that gathered sworn damage still does not apply in this case, so it would be
The 5.
5 total. And I didn't roll a 20, so
Okay.
the magic doesn't happen.
Yeah, he tries to like jump back when you pull your blade, but he doesn't get out of the way, and you slash him hard across the gut.
He
He looks
is
rough.
the other one. As he's doing that, the other one is he is taking the head off the cigar, and he just whips him right in the face, and a cloud of like bugs and roaches and just like things associated with decay kind of coalesce at the end of the whip and blast him back.
Yeah. But, oh, what is this? What is on me? Where did this come from? He looks very uncomfortable right now. All right. So that bandit is dead. This wizard here, he is going to cast a firebolt at Gaspar.
How dare you?
Ooh,
All I
that's
did
a
was stab you.
5 to hit you. It's a nice 5. No, no dice. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I can't do rolls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he rolled a 5 to hit
My
you.
AC is definitely greater than 5.
Yeah. So he's kind of taken aback by you slashing his buddy right in front of him, and he fires off the firebolt, and it just goes wide and like goes right in between Ashura and Rainsley and gutters out somewhere over here in the top of the tent. All right, it is Ashura's turn now. He is going to make his way. He's going to actually look at Syrah and say, "Can you not call them off?" And she's just sitting there with her fingers in her ears, la 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 la, as she was told.
Good.
And he just kind of, and then he makes his way outside, and he will come to here, and he is going to hold an action to attack. He's just going to say, "Surely we can find a better way to handle this."
It is a bit late for that, I'm afraid. They've made their choice. They will bear the consequences.
You can still walk
Okay.
out on the job.
I will turn towards the 4 on the left here.
Mm-hmm.
You may flee now. Throw your weapons down and leave. And you shall do so with your lives. This is your final chance.
Yeah, they look like they are seriously considering that at the moment.
He's giving him
Can
a
I-
wild-eyed grin with his weapons in his hands, ready to go.
All right. Are you going to hold an action, Fox?
Yes, I will. I'll first move out a little bit, I guess,
Okay.
to get an angle. Then, wait, I need to look at my inventory real quick. Yeah, no, you said they look basically like they might be about to break and run.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this guy that Gaspar slashed, he has soiled himself. And the one down here is he looks really dazed, like he's kind of trying to get his balance right now. They look rough.
All right, then Vox would grab the pipes hanging from his belt. Run while you still have the chance. And putting the pipes to his mouth, he would blow hard into them, creating a terrible, eerie sound. And each creature of my choice within 30 feet must succeed in a DC 15 wisdom save or have the frightened condition for 1 minute.
Okay. DC 15 wisdom save. All right. Goody, goody, goody. Let's see. They're great at these. Fantastic. That is 2 fails. They all fail. Everyone.
They are all frightened.
All right. Goody, goody.
There's a rider for this. A creature that fails to save repeats it at the end of each of its turn, and then the effect on a success.
All right. So they are all very scared. Super scared.
Flee before I am forced to raise my voice! He shouts.
All right. Is that going to be it for your turn?
That would be my turn, yeah.
All right.
The item is a magic action, so that's my full action, yeah.
Cool, cool. All right, Marrow. You just heard some loud yelling, and you're pretty sure the rest of the guys over here have also soiled themselves now.
Yeah, he's gonna come around the corner. We now have a better view of what's going on. After Vox scolded them, how are they looking? Do they still look like they've got fight in them?
No, they look like broken men.
Okay, and then we are going to knock an arrow and hold an action just in case any of them decides to get any funny ideas.
Okay.
Perhaps we can call this a draw? And we'll call that my turn as I hold an action in case if anybody moves to attack, we'll loose an arrow at that target. But we are otherwise not taking any more aggressive action.
Gotcha. All right, Gaspar.
Yeah, I mean, essentially the same thing. Holding an attack action, but letting them retreat if they choose to.
Okay. Is that the consensus here? Because all of them are going to run if you let them.
I'm not.
I don't see a reason to kill them, so yeah.
Yep. They are going to run away. Like
let the Lord and Lady know not to fuck with us.
All right. So as they are running off this way, you would see them run into another figure. 2 figures, actually. Second. So looking over here, Marrow, you've seen both of these faces around the camp before. Lord Pompo is a tabaxi. He is in charge of security for the city, so he comes and makes rounds every now and again. He doesn't talk much, but he just comes to kind of assess the situation. Lady Camille is in charge of civil projects. Vox, you would have met these two as well. And she has been coming in trying to assess the refugees to see who she can find that has talents the city can use. Lord Rainsley said that she did have that plan to get them into the workforce. And they would step up and say, "What is the commotion going on here?" And these three would kind of just like drop to their knees, shaking, and go, "We were just hired to do a job, man. I don't know what happened. We came out here. It was supposed to be easy. They were supposed to be unarmed refugees, and we were supposed to." And then the other one's like, "Shut up! Stop saying words!" And they are just beside themselves. And they try to run past, and the two of these are easily able to detain the four of them, and they are restrained. And the two would come and see the rest of you for a conversation.
Unfortunately, I think this time the commotion was my fault, and I'm willing to face any consequences that may come from it. Marrow would point up towards the body of the orcish man. It seems we had an interloper in our meeting, and when I approached him and recommended he not continue his actions, he attacked me and I put him down. My conflict seemed to stir Lady Sira's guards, and unfortunately some of them lost their lives in the process, but I believe it was my actions that initially kicked things off.
Hogwash! An assassin outside the window. You responded in self-defense. These mercenaries came here to start trouble.
I doubt it was just a random blowgun enthusiast. They were. He gestures at the bodies from the thunder wave, like thumb over the shoulder.
They were forewarned.
It was fair self-defense.
If her words are to be believed, Lady Sira, who I think might still be inside the tent, said that they were contracted by two members of the Conclave.
Yes, we.
Could you type their names and or enable them on the tokens? With the captain of these mercenaries inside. I've charmed her, though she will not be charmed for too long. She deserves the same punishment as the rest, if not worse.
They decide the contract. I don't think she'll fight back right now. What's going to happen to them?
Woman? No, sorry, Lord. Of course not. Yeah. My bad. My brain. Yeah. If I am present, she will be happy to be interrogated. If there are any questions you wish to ask of her before you take her with you. Yeah, I'd join. As I believe she needs me there for. Well, yeah, since she summoned me, I'll tap or like wave to her, motion for her to unplug her ears. It has been taken care of. My friend, Lord Pompo, has some questions for you. I'd appreciate it if you could answer them. Please, just speak openly and be honest. They're finally being good, staying quiet as you told them. How much did this operation pay?
You do get what you pay for?
My apologies. I'm not necessarily from around here. Is that a lot of money in these parts?
It is a significant sum, to be sure.
For a job this
You'd
dangerous?
think one could get a hold of better mercenaries for such a sum.
Quantity does not necessarily equal quality.
Like I said, you get the professionalism you pay for.
But they paid well, yet did not receive the... I feel as if you've got that saying backwards.
I wouldn't have taken this job for 50.
Perhaps it would have been different were it not for Marrow. If he was not here, things could have gone badly. Maybe these mercenaries were competent, but compared to... and Vox sort of takes a flamboyant bow towards Marrow.
Your words
They
are very
stood no
kind.
chance.
That was impressive. Never was much good with a bow myself.
Yeah, at some point during the conversation, Mara would have asked if he could. He doesn't necessarily want to go out and drag a body inside, especially knowing that there's still like civilians that likely have cleared out, but could still, he doesn't want to like blood trails and dead bodies being dragged around. He's not trying to draw attention. So instead, he would have offered to bring everybody to see where the orcish man is, and before I imagine we head back inside, he would have asked if he looks familiar to any of them and explained, I heard a disturbance. As I mentioned, I appeared out and tried to prevent him. It looked like he was trying to assassinate either Lord Rainsley or Ashura. Fortunately, I was quick enough to put a stop to it, but I'm not sure.
If he's just taking it in, Gaspar will search the rest of the body while they're moving things around, trying to find any orders, identifying marks, any information. Yoink. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he's not using it anymore. Well, if he can catch it when nobody's looking, he's just going to quietly pocket that. Free stuff.
This was on the orc. Okay, yeah.
Yes, yeah, he'll search everybody. This is what 50 gold gets you. Sad. All the professionals are out in the war.
It was a 12. Wherever this came from, whether it was given to the assassin that I put down, or it was the assassin's himself, they're very skilled. This definitely reeks of something finely crafted by an expert. Very expensive. It would be much appreciated. It might be worth having the authorities look into it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they were working together, he says as he re-enters.
Oh, how so?
That'll work out the window. That's professional grade work. The ones outside, strictly amateur hour. Spent all their money on liquor, not on their tools. What 50 gold gets you these days? Sad. Don't worry about it.
Only the ones who were foolish enough to go against your orders, Sira.
That's the job, right? You sign up knowing that you might bite on any job. That's what you get paid for. Yeah, well, recruiters lie sometimes. Get used to it. With public knowledge, would I know, like, if there's a prison in town or something they'd be going to? Right. Okay. So, yeah, I can have a pretty good general idea where they're going once they get taken away. Might need to, ask them some questions or something.
Before you take her away, I'd like to, and I'm gonna walk up to her and slap her. Not very hard, but enough for it to be an attack. She will, the charm spell will break, and she will know that she was charmed. Welcome back, Syrah. Your plans failed. Your men are dead or imprisoned. And if you do not wish to join them to their graves, I suggest you leave us alone once you've served out whatever sentence you will be given.
I was just about to ask for clarification. While you did say that these two worked for the city and they were kind of points of contact, are they members of the Conclave as well? Yeah, as Lord Pompo takes Syrah away, Marrow would actually approach Lady Camille. I want to let you know that even though we were interrupted multiple times, the meeting was fairly fruitful. We believe we've found ways and purposes for the refugees to be productive citizens of the city. We have men and women here that could make great additions to the guard. We have children and others, young adults, that would make great additions to the university, and many skilled tradespeople here that would be of benefit as well. Everybody here is looking to earn their way, earn trust, and be productive members. We're not trying to... Nobody here is trying to be a leech or a bane upon the city. They just want help.
The citizen.
Oh, certainly. And I would ask or wish that rather than replace skills and students and whatever else, that we offer additions or opportunities to fill gaps that may have been long needed to be filled. These are children and elderly and families that would be more than willing to undergo any sort of background checks or cross-examination or customs that may need to be required to integrate them into the city. We have nothing to hide here. I'm sure the people here, again, not to displace or take work away from the skilled laborers of the city, but maybe it might go away to persuade the budget if, for merely the cost of supplies, we could build our own shelters. That way, you're not having to pay out of the city's pocket for the labor. Yeah, Marrow would kind of smile and let her walk away before turning to Ashura. I don't want to speak for them, but between Lady Sierra's commotion and our conversation with Lady Camille just now, that might just bring us to 3 out of 4. I am terribly sorry they ended up in a conflict like that. I did the best I could to avoid it.
I know.
With the discussion kind of having moved out, Gaspar's kind of poking his head in the side room where the others are. You know there's going to be more coming. You answered that question, you'll have figured something out about people that we've been grappling with since we've existed. He shrugs. Maybe, no. Maybe building your own place here would be better.
You may also want to look into or talk to Chalet, if I'm remembering correctly. It seems
Yes, in the city.
the blowgun that was used in the assassination attempt, the poison was of high value, extreme rarity, and finely made. Rudius said that they may have more information on it.
You should let me walk you back to your home, Lord Rainsley. Seems you've garnered a lot of attention. Anybody who's going to spend that much on an assassin would spend that much on two.
If you would like, I don't mind resuming my own patrols to assist, but first I'd like to clean up the bodies and any blood splatters. Don't want the children stumbling upon it. Yeah, he would also try and find like a shovel or something, rather than just like kicking over and mixing in the bloodstained gravel and dirt. He would just like shovel the surface layer up and add it with the bodies so that there's no sign. I don't have any magic to like use prestidigitation or anything like that to clean up, so he's just going about it the manual way.
I wanted to catch up with Pompeo before he leaves fully. I just wanted to ensure that when word comes back to Lady Draguna and Lord Bolstrey, that they know who their foe is. That is to say, I would like the attention to be drawn to me, and me alone, Vox, the Unquiet. Try to keep the others' names out of this, insofar as possible. I always do. Thank you. And I'll sort of half bow towards him. My lord, Akudo.
Hmm.
Mm.
Still more productive than most council meetings. Hey, a job's a job. But I just can't stand a bully.
Everything is quite all right for the time being. Thank you for your swift action, Jeenie. Thankfully, the threat seems to have passed for now, though I would advise you and everybody here, frankly, to keep an extra eye out, be mindful. I'm sure that we will be seeing more trouble in the coming days. Ashura, is there a place within this camp, a free bed perhaps? I think that I should be spending my time here, for the time being at least, rather than returning to my room in town. Wonderful. I shall make it my residence for the time being. Have we other business to discuss?
We should just all keep our eyes open for whatever comes next. Got to make sure you get home safely. If you insisted on stopping for dinner, who would I be to begrudge you? He gives a nod to Fox and Marrow, like a respect nod on the way out. Of course. I've always enjoyed your hospitality.
I'd need to go to just pick up my stuff, I guess. But that's yeah.
Needing to only needing like 4 hours of trance, not even like a full sleep. Marrow typically does the night watch, really only settling in, the last 4 hours before daybreak. When he does, he actually, rather than staying within camp, heads more towards the outskirts, and you could usually find him leaning against a tree at the tree line of the forest, facing the camp. But yeah, probably once like the bodies and everything are cleaned up, he would check in with both Grammy and Vanian just making sure that they're doing okay. He did promise Grammy some tea, um, so that would be handled and managed. And he would comfort and console Vanyan and, reassure him that everything is fine and he didn't do anything wrong. It will all work out, I promise. It just needs time. Cooler heads will prevail. It does. It's hard when the happy moments are fleeting and seem to come and go, but through the struggle will be triumph. Just bear with us. We're doing what we can to make things easier for you. Yeah, and Marrow's trying to be as comforting as possible, while also like he's, as we've discussed previously, Marrow's kind of become a little bit of a staple, offering to do patrols and helping around camp and, even saving the kids. But he is also an outsider, even more so. He isn't a refugee, he doesn't belong to the city. He just kind of fell into all of this, saw people that needed help and began helping. Um, and he's doing his best to kind of comfort and console this man and let him know that, he's here to help. He's going to do everything he can. And a light bulb goes off. It's a great way to settle the nerves is a good cup of tea. I was planning to meet up with Grammy and just have a moment of quiet relaxation. If that's perhaps before we head over, I can assist you in whipping up some sort of snack. I volunteered to make tea this time, but it's not necessarily a skill of mine. Maybe I can do what I can to assist, throw something together, and you and I can head over and watch the sunset with her. Yeah, Marrow would absolutely attempt to help. Like he's not some Michelin star chef. He's not even anybody you would see working in like a restaurant, but like he's got the basics. He's used to feeding himself and cooking wild game over the fire. But it's nothing exceptional. Um, if anything, he might like slow this guy down a little bit, if he is a professional chef or, a cook of any skill. But he's doing what he can to help, and if his helping is staying out of the way, then he stays out of the way. He'd smile and kind of give a polite bow. If you insist, we'll just be over that way. And yeah, he'd head over to Grammy and start setting things up to enjoy tea as the sun begins to set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Coming back with his pack, Vox would settle into the tent top right, if that one is free. Seems somewhat central and has, on the border, whatever. It'll be a place where he can have a decent view of things. I'd probably go around introducing myself to my new neighbors. They would probably be vaguely aware of me. I do have quite the presence, I suppose, but don't know if I've met them officially. Yes, it is. Well, I like the atmosphere here. That is sad but true. Anything else? You say you've seen me. I must not be doing my job very well. I would have expected you to have heard me. Vox chuckles and almost like dabs him up if he's down for it. Yeah. Oh, how tall is he? Aye, yeah. Vox would smile at him. Gree, was it? Well, it's nice to make your acquaintance. I must compliment you on your beard. That is one of the most impressive chin rags I've seen. How do you keep it from tangling? I've been having some issues myself before I started braiding mine. I tried using beard wax, but it didn't feel right. Oh, yeah. Vox was just about to ask, and then he like bows down and has a. Oh, it's quite refreshing, not too overpowering. Where do you get this? I'll need to acquire some. Ah, the short, fat guy. I shall make a journey towards him next time he's around. Vox would sort of laugh and nod his head. Oh, that's good to hear. So, did you know each other before? I'll ask all three of them. Uh, Despite everything that's going on, it is nice in some way to see people brought together like this. It is obviously not worth the tragedy that is going on, but if one is looking for silver linings. Do you drink? Sounds like a good start. And Vox will rummage through his bag and grab his tankard of plenty. And presumably have a bit of drinks and chats with the lads. Hell yeah. Vox's laughter and his loud stories can probably be heard throughout the camp, perhaps a bit too much into the small hours of the night, to the point where it's getting a little bit irritating. But eventually, he would quiet down a little bit. Can I, with this, try to see, just like subtly, I don't want to bring the mood down, if anybody knows anything about that orc? They are also refugees, are they not? Perhaps they know, though I would be loath to tar them with the same brush merely because our uninvited guest happened to share their race. No. Of course not. I think it is a well, they have a bit of a community of their own, so it only makes sense. Yeah. Good.
Hello. Hmm. That's funny. I thought you read history. So did they. Hmm. Same thing it's always been. Keeping the people on top on top. Everyone. Hmm. Some people have never seen past their manicured gardens. They don't know what they've never even seen a poor person. Hmm. Gaspar raises his wine glass. He is having a mostly wine dinner. Well, shit.
That ain't good.
Dun dun dun.
Okay.
Sure. Absolutely. I much approve.
Maybe I need my keyboard.
How do you whisper on roll 20? Is it the same way? Yeah. I voted for Mac/Marrow, McNamara, because I really like the character so far. It is yeah, I think you're doing really good role playing. You've got a great voice as well. It's very nice to listen to. I've been enjoying it, and I think that the sort of split-second decision you took to face step out the window and then also to shoot York was really good. Yeah, really fun start of the campaign.
Did you vote for and why?
Well, I'm bouncing it right the fuck back at you, asshole. I voted for Dope and Vox. Just the RP and the way, especially the Vox the Unquiet fucking had me rolling. Especially, you know, the wizard that is charming people, coming off very bard-like, is fantastic. The yelling and the exclamations, just the general RP has been a blast and had me laughing all through session.
Thank you.
I'm just pretty much going to be an echo because I also did Vox because just very well defined, very fun character right out the gate. Very quickly, like, kind of found the voice and really it was stuck. It was just a great concept and great use of the situation too. Kind of maneuver your way around it with social spells. That's always fun.
Yeah, do let me know if I take up too much space. Obviously, the character takes up a lot of space. That is sort of the character's idea. But me as a player, I don't intend to hog the spotlight at all times, and I've hopefully found a decent balance between you know, being loud and kind of interrupty and, like, you know, taking charge and sitting back and letting you guys do stuff.
Nah, you're all good. I don't mind listening to a scene if it's a good scene.
Of course. Yeah.
Fun
I cannot
in
believe you
context.
poisoned Lord Rainsley.
It's all part of my master plan.
Radical as the moderates.
Hey, I was ready to punch a cop. Just saying. Yay! That's fun. Hell yeah!
Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me into this. I've been looking forward to it since we first started talking, and this was fantastic.
Yep, had a great time. Week after next, correct? Week after next. Okay. Just making sure. Okay, just making sure.
So next time, not next week. Yeah.
Yeah. So good. We sometimes hop them around, so always good to double check.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Is my birthday? I thought it was a Saturday. Let me get back to you. It'll probably be fine, but let me see what plans are. For some reason, I was thinking it was the day before that, which would have affected the other game, but oh well. Either way.
Happy
I don't
birthday!
know.
Have a dead guy at your dinner table.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just really want to say great job to Amber. Super impressed with this. It has been not even one of the best, but the best first session that I've had. Sure, there were like a tiny bit of technical issues at the start, but that's to be expected. And then like the way everything's been set up, the fact that you've got all these characters and you managed to keep them separate and unique is really impressive. And yeah, you've done a really good job on sort of a meta level as well. I think bouncing a bit back and forth, sort of shifting the spotlight around. It's been really good. And props to Whitney and Mac as well. Y'all are great.
100% agree. I love the fully realized world building. Like the world feels so lived in. Like all the little details are there. And yep. Yep. Yeah, we were talking about the relative virtues of random tables and how well they fit in games. And because I'm hit and miss on the random table, but you're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go for it. Let the random table decide everything. And
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us.
Hell yeah. Play again tomorrow, yeah. Good.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Later, y'all.
Bye, everybody. Have a good one.